The argument to the fill oval method adds the calculated position of the center of rotation, and the electrons are painted at their current locations. This is the first frame method that sets up the colors, the orbits, the current positions, and whatnot of the electrons. It starts off by setting the center of rotation to the center of the window. The A and B radius values of the orbit of each electron is randomly chosen in such a way that the entire orbit of every electron remains inside the window. You could let some of the electrons zoom in and out of the window if you wanted a completely different effect. The angle of each electron is set to a random value, so the electrons are all scattered around in their orbits. The angles are in radians, so a complete circle is 2 pi radians in size. Finally, each electron is assigned an index value from 0 to 6 to represent one of the colors. This is the method that's called to move each electron one position in its orbit. It has amazingly little to do. Every electron's position in the orbit is determined by its angle. The angle of each electron is bumped up. The values of A and B are involved here primarily to determine the speed of the electron along its orbit. If you wanted, you could have some of the electrons go in the opposite direction by subtracting instead of adding. It would require another array. You would need a flag or value for each electron, so some would add and some would subtract. Once the new angle has been determined, a new sine and cosine for that angle are calculated. Notice that this is a Boolean method that returns true. This isn't necessary for this particular example, but you could have the update method check the return code and determine whether the window needs to be updated. In some complicated animations, it may be advantageous to skip painting the complex screens if no change has been made. And that's it. You can use exactly the same program format to create any animation you would like. And the same basic form will work for both applications and applets. Now, here's what this one looks like. Remember, every time you resize the window, it recalculates everything and starts over.